All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I think a couple of people are dropping in. And if you're watching this on the replay, hello. Welcome to Jessica Payne Live. I am Jessica Payne. Jessica Payne Live is all about talking about real being greater than perfect. We talk about things like authenticity, amazing storytelling, and just creating positive change for your business by being 100% yourself. I've got an amazing guest today. I'm going to bring him right on as he's joining us remotely. And a brief introduction to who the heck he is. You might see that little teaser down there, how to get 500K views. I'm welcoming on the show today Ryan Steinolfson.
Yep.
Steinolfson.
Yep.
And you may know him from YouTube as the live video tool guy. I'm going to bring him right on with me.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, how's it going, Ryan? Ryan, can I do a quick bio just for folks who might not know who you are, even though you've got 500,000 views? All right, yeah. Ryan Steinolfson, thanks so much for joining me today remotely. For those of you who don't know, he's the CEO and the founder of Accelerate Marketing, Inc. It's a digital marketing agency in San Diego. I'm up here in Los Angeles, so kind of a West Coast thing going on today.
Yep.
And for those of you who do know Ryan, you know he's highly active on places like YouTube, has been for years, 500,000 views. We're going to talk about how the heck you get a number like that, as well as he's got tens of thousands of followers on Twitter. While we're not going to hang up our hat too much on followers, I thought it'd be great to hear from the man himself how he's generated that many views. But without further ado, welcome to the show. Ryan, thanks so much for joining me today.
You bet. Hey, Jessica.
I love our little West Coast contingent here.
I'm on the East Coast now. I'm in Stuart, Florida, where I'm from. This is where I'm from, actually.
So we've got two sunny states kind of saying hi to each other. A couple weeks ago, I had Gina Garcia, an entrepreneur. She was in Florida. So I like this California-Florida thing we've got going on.
It's not too bad, not too shabby being able to go from sunny to sunny, you know? Although right now with all the fires out there, holy cow, you know, it's been nutty. But my buddy lives in Santa Barbara, and man, he was saying it's pretty bad. But you know, live video is on fire as well right now. That was probably a bad pun, but
no, I'll take it. Wow, nicely done.
And you know, thank you for the introduction. I mean, and you can tell, and as I shared with you before. Yeah. My voice is going to get better, guys. Oh my gosh, like it's killing me. That's why I haven't done too much live video. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you some really good tips on, you know, what I've done over the years, because, you know, Jessica, you put on, you know, right there, it's how do you get the 500,000 views? Yeah. Well, it's longevity. It really is. It's a combination of longevity and just being consistent. And I haven't really done too well of the second, and I still got to 500,000 views. And what I mean by not being consistent is, you know, I have morphed what I've talked about over time. And what I've done is I've stayed consistent in terms of the platforms. It's either Facebook or YouTube. And which is no secret. I mean, that's what a lot of people have done. And, you know, my agency, we do search engine optimization. We help businesses basically become the go-to business in their industry. So, you know, having worked with businesses, I see what works and what doesn't, you know, and what I'm seeing right now is there's a lot of, man, it is amazing how quickly live video is changing. You know, you've got platforms like we're using right now, like BeLive, and you've got obviously like Wirecast and OBS, and you've got, I mean, on and on and on. And just, you know, like there's even just Ecamm Live, which if you haven't used that, great platform, super simple to use. Mm-hmm. Love it, because I can share my screen, et cetera, and just good old fashioned going live, you know, from your smartphone, which is, by the way, what I'm using right now to go live, which I love. I love this about live video. Yeah. One of the things that I want you guys to, if you take away one thing today, one of the things I've always harped on and talked about is to use your backdrop as almost like a third party. Okay. That's what I'm doing today. I'm coming to you live. You know, I'm using the Wi-Fi for, you know, from my phone. So, you know, people that say you can't be interviewed on BeLive from your desktop remotely, you can. And same thing with Zoom, and same thing with Blue Jeans and all the other platforms. But I want you to, I want you to ask me the questions that you want. I could go in a million different directions, but you let me know what you want me to focus on today.
No, I think you're hitting it exactly like what like your first tip, leverage the backdrop. We're going to talk about smartphone. I think for those of you who watch who haven't embraced live video yet, don't panic. Like for those of you who are like, this isn't for me, I think for the purpose of today, if you run a business, or to even take a further step back, if you're looking to create valuable connections online, so whether that's in your relationships, your community, or your business, I think there's an absolute benefit to learning from Ryan today, because look, he's kind of mastered a way to do it organically. If there's one thing I'm hearing that you just hit on, Ryan, it's the popularity of live video. I am also hearing an equal wave of people already annoyed by people like us doing this, because we're seeing some bad habits, which we're going to get into today. What I think everybody doesn't want to happen to social media is for it to become even more salesy. And we're seeing some 1980s, 1990s talking head tactics. But what you're talking about is creating actual connections. Let's talk about the fact that you've embraced YouTube as a platform for a while. And again, even if you're not on YouTube, there's value to this because we all consume YouTube. So I'd love to kind of peel the curtain back and just hear a little bit, Ryan, about reveal whatever secrets you can, but it's one thing to say be authentic, but can you walk us through kind of your process in terms of what keeps you guided and going forward? Is there a way that you generate ideas? How do you create ideas? How do you know what sticks? Was that just like an evolution, kind of a clumsy evolution, or did you know out the gate what you wanted to talk about?
Well, what I wanted to talk about, I naturally, I'll back up. So about 10 years ago, a decade ago, almost now, I started my agency because I was doing online marketing for I was investing in real estate, and people asked me if I could do that for them. And, and it's kind of full circle now, because a lot of the people that I work with are property managers and realtors.
Right.
And I'm using tools like this, a 360 camera that I can connect to my smartphone in order to do walkthrough tours. And I mean, and what I learned in doing that stuff is I really love the tech stuff. I really enjoyed the tech. I enjoyed, the camera, the lights and the tripods and the Olo clips, that I've used. And, I enjoy that stuff. I mean, when I first, so what we used to, I'll back up into my agency, what I started like first 2-3 years was when Google Hangouts started. And that was the first live video. People don't give Google recognition here, but they were really the first ones, along with some other ones like Twitch and what was the other first ones? But we primarily used Google Hangouts. It was just so darn hard to get people into the Hangout. It was impossible.
Right. Yeah.
So we just said, I was like, my colleague and myself said, man, David Sprague, who's now got a Fortune, 500 company, and he's built a business around reputation management, digital marketing. Yeah. And what's interesting is that we were like, man, if somebody just came out with a simple button that you could press, where you could go enter a live video from your phone, wouldn't that be amazing? And sure enough, Periscope came out, and I was like all over it. So to answer your question, it just morphed because I saw where trends were going. And I was like, and when I saw it immediately, I was like, this is it. Like, this is where things are going to go. I knew it because I knew, and that's me speaking at the top there at the Periscope Summit in New York. That was 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago. And at that moment, I was like, man, I don't know how I'm going to use this, but I know that this is going to be something that's going to be big, because I knew that, Twitter probably wasn't going to be it. It was going to, I knew that, Facebook was eventually going to get it. Right. And they did. And, a year and a half ago or whatever, basically like a year later, and YouTube has now made it, where you can go live from your smartphone. I think you have to have more than 2,000 subscribers or something like that. But
something like that. Yeah.
But anyway, bottom line is that now you can actually pre-schedule from your phone a live video on your, on YouTube. From the YouTube app, which is something to keep in mind. I definitely, now what you're looking at there, this is one of the things I love about BeLive, is what I did is that you can show your screen. Yeah. Is look, I mean, some of those, like I love sports, I love action sports, and so one of my most watched YouTube videos was simply me not going live at the time, but I think I just recorded a video and I uploaded it to YouTube because I knew it was something that I wanted. And it was, look, 29,000 views, GoPro HD Helmet Hero, how to attach to helmet in less than, basically how do you attach your GoPro to a helmet in less than whatever. And that was 6 years ago, and then, how to, 27,000 views, how to make a great video with your iPhone. And so I've been doing this stuff with my iPhone for years. And then look at that. What's the other one? Keywords for content. 6 years ago in front of so there I was using my backdrop, which was Washington, D.C. I was using the Lincoln Monument there, drinking my own juice, so to speak, because, and look, the only reason why I know this stuff is because I've failed a lot of times. I know what doesn't work, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's just trial and error and going with what my gut's telling me is based on what I've seen. It really, the reason why I know that live video is here to stay, and I know what I'm going to share today is going to make a big impact on your business and other people's businesses, because I've been doing this for just a long time. I've been doing it now for a decade, and I've seen it's come and gone. I've seen, for example, I know that live video is changing and is going to drastically change the real estate market. 360 video is going to do the same thing.
Yes.
Messenger, Facebook Messenger, going from a live video into a conversation where you can share. We can fail all the way to yes, exactly. Great post. I love that. And it's so true. So what I was saying is that you can engage with people, take them from the live video into a one-on-one conversation, because not everybody's going to want to share the stuff that I share in my live videos. It takes some time. And that's a great quote there, Karen. We can fail our way to success. So,
hey, Karen.
Yeah. So what's really cool, and we'd love it if you share this, because this is going to get, one of the things that I like to share is me, just being transparent. Here's what I've learned is that it is important for me to be who I am. I see so many of my customers, my clients, and my wife, God bless her, she's got to, get her hair done. And I understand that. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying, this is live video, and we all grew up watching the live TV guy, make the blooper or whatever, and that's okay. People understand that live, love how things are very exciting in the live arena for sure. And people are afraid they're going to make a mistake, in my opinion, there's no mistakes in live video, and what I thought when I first got on is, man, I better watch my P's and Q's, and I better not share, about me, because, but what I realized is, and having done this for a decade, is that that's what people want to know. People want to know that it's okay to be me. And because when I'm me, then it allows them, it gives them permission to be them, and warts and all. So, I always like to start off by saying, look, here's my 1 minute of just complete honesty. Okay. So bottom line is because I was scared to death of doing live video in the past, and I can totally relate to that. Okay. And so, and one of the ways to get around it, I'll give you another really quick tip, is to go live with one person from your phone. You can actually go live privately to one person in order to get used to it. Now, having said that, I've come a long way only because I've done this a lot. I've done this, a lot of times. So here's so my 1 minute of transparency, one of my colleagues does, George Bryant, is, look, here's my bottom line. I was sexually abused when I was 5 and 7. I tried to mask the pain by, cheating on my second wife. I mean, I've done bad stuff. And look, here's the bottom line though. I'm no different than anybody else. And I don't say that and share that to say, oh, woe is me. Look at, I share that because I now am totally okay with being transparent about that, because I understand that I live I've reframed it. And I understand that, my biggest challenges are actually have turned into my biggest assets, because I look at all of the opportunities that have been given, having gone through those situations in my past, and things like being able to forgive people, being able to really meet people in a very in a very unique way that have dealt with some very painful stuff. And I have that opportunity every day and give them some hope and say, look, you know what? A, I understand where you're coming from, and B, I've been through it, and C, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And so I share that to share with you that, the paradox is that the opportunity with live video is that people want to know who you are. They want to know what makes, Jessica tick. They want to know what makes Ryan tick. And, I'm not saying that you're going to be okay with doing that day one. I know I wasn't. And I only just recently shared, and this is, look, the results speak for themselves. My most watched live video was a live video that I did on Facebook, on my personal Facebook profile. And when I shared with other people that I was going to do this, they're like, what, you're really going to do that? Right. And I shared my, my story of sexual abuse. And I did it from my phone, which is another tip that I would give you is it's great to use your phone every once in a while, because I had my buddy George actually walk me through the process. He and himself, George Bryant, and other guys like Lewis Howes are sharing their stories. And what we're getting is just as much as what the listeners are getting, which is the total paradox as well. That's the beauty in the sharing. It's scary initially. Now that I've done it, it's like, look, I've done it and I have nothing to hide. And quite honestly, I mean, like, and here's the thing. I mean, if it's feedback for me, if somebody doesn't accept me after that, or if they don't, or if for whatever reason they give me, pushback about it, I'd be like, dude, like, well, all I know is that the results that I got in the first 25, 30 years of my life in social anxiety, and literally having cold sweats when I, would go on sales calls as a salesperson, when I was selling, biotech and pharma sales, I mean, I would literally get cold sweats. It was crazy. And I didn't know why. And wow, well, all of a sudden, when I started sharing my story, I didn't have that anymore. It's because I was so afraid that the people that I was talking to would find out my secret. That's why I was getting the social anxiety. And so what a gift that live video is, where now I can turn my phone on and I can go live and I can share my story at any time that I want to. And what's interesting is that video, like I said, was one of my most watched videos. It was my most engaged with videos. It continues to be shared. Why? Because I was doing the opposite of what you were sharing that people are starting to do. They're doing the talking head, video, and they're not being transparent. They're just doing a lot of what other people have done in the past. That's why I share strategies like I did in the beginning, where, go live from a beautiful park in Stewart using Wi-Fi from your phone, because that's different. The video, another video that did so well on YouTube for me was the video that I created when I put my GoPro when I jerry-rigged my GoPro on my helmet. Why? Because I was like, the genesis of that was me just wanting people to go along for the ride and experience, as if through my eyes, what I was doing when I was kite surfing. And so when I did that and people experienced it, I still have people watch that video that I recorded 6 years ago when I was kite surfing and I was jumping 20 feet in the air. And they're like, and that was just for my GoPro. It wasn't live. So then I'm like, of course, what's the natural progression? I'm like, I'm going to strap my phone to my forehead. And I did exactly that. Replaced the GoPro with my phone and literally went live and it was my most engaged with video. Why? Because I was doing something totally different. I was doing something different than anybody else. I was not just, sharing, it wasn't just the talking head. It was me getting out there literally using my backdrop as because when I went live, I didn't put the camera on me. I put it out there. I literally used my environment entirely. But what was cool is that people could still hear the gasp that I let out before I jumped over a wave and, 20, 30 foot in the air, and So, and the engagement that I got was unbelievable. People just were commenting like left and right. They just couldn't believe it. So I go by experience. I go by how people engage with and react to the videos that I create. And the ones that have gotten the most engagement, the most reaction, the most healing for me, the most healing for other people. I have people still commenting from my family, from other people that are still engaging with me on a real human level. And that's really where the opportunity is to bring these conversations from the digital space into the human space, where it's, you know, me talking to people that I haven't talked to for years that said, Ryan, I'm so glad that you shared that, because I had that exact thing that happened to me, or I had that exact scenario happen, or I felt those feelings. And so I think this is a really good transition to really talk about, you know, how do you transition those conversations seamlessly from live directly into a one-to-one conversation, because not everybody's going to want to talk about their dirty laundry, out, in the comments below the video, like we're hoping we're getting today. So I've seen a few people have put comments in here, and I've got this little scroll. You got to see this. Oh my gosh, look at this. See this little guy?
Awesome.
He's about
watch the views blow up. Seriously.
What? About anytime
what? Well, if he peeks over into the lens, then we'll just bring him on,
But so what I was going to say is that the fastest way and the best way to bring that conversation from live into a one-on-one conversation right now. YouTube doesn't have it. Facebook has it.
Yes.
Facebook Messenger is so powerful. Why? Yep. Because, as we've experienced, because you were on one of my videos the other day, and I think I wowed you, right? Because this is, I call it my wow experience, because what I did is, there's my lovely wife Darcy. She's walking. Say hi, Darcy.
I love that. Literally just to drive by. Just saying, hey. You have squirrels. You have your wife. It's like, who's going to show up next?
I know.
It's beautiful. It's organic. You're literally showing us kind of and I'm so excited to see, because I'm very aware I'm sat inside in my office, but here you are outside. It's like, just to encapsulate what you just said, I'll let you kind of take a swig of your say your vocal cords. Is I'm hearing it's one thing for us to say be authentic, be human, but you're distilling it down, which I think is the biggest kind of quandary for a lot of people. They're like, great, I know how to be real, but I don't know. So you're saying, I'm just going to reflect back, your challenges, you're saying, are your greatest assets. And for a lot of us, I think that might be our biggest hang up. I think we all know what we'd like to share, but we're afraid to share it for whatever reasons. I think a lot of it is just, well, there could be shame, there could be shyness, there could be, some of us are more risk averse than others. Hello. And then there's that fear, of course, that prevents us from sharing certain things. And these don't even have to be traumatic things. They can just be moments of our life. And I love that Karen Glasser has been commenting. You articulate this so beautifully, Karen. It's all about, little white lie, owning our lived experience, and recognizing that sharing it will actually create value. I'm also hearing from you, Ryan, people just really want to connect. And I think that to me, anything, it's like, if we just remember that. So whether it's just being smart about where you chose to sit today. Oh, there's nothing more real than sitting in a beautiful, you've got palm trees in back of you. Your wife is walking by. There's no question that you are who you say you are. And in your, it goes right with your style. So making choices about maybe jumping on the phone for this live makes a lot more sense to me. Maybe taking a walk during this live makes a lot more sense to me versus being some sort of thing. And I think style is going to be one of our biggest opportunities too, to kind of differentiate ourselves. So I'm hearing leverage those challenges. I loved your first tip, which is the biggest thing, is just go live with one person. Just choose one person, whether it's your mom, your wife, whatever. I think just like the technology is no longer the barrier, but we're still using that as the excuse, is what I'm hearing. Oh, it's so complicated. It's really not. Perfect. So Ryan just linked in the comments. So for those of you watching, click. That's where you can link up with him. So those are three things I'm hearing. But I love how you articulate it. At the end of the day, we are all human, and we all need to relate. And here's the thing I tell my clients too, especially during one-on-one sessions where they're struggling with the confidence piece. I'm like, look, you are your best storyteller. The world needs to hear what you have to offer. I think every human has the right to share their story. I think we're here for a reason, and it is to relate. Yes. So give yourself the opportunity to do that. And I love, just to tidy up your last bit, is like failure, the big F word. There's really no way to fail, like you said, going live. It's like, and I think that's the beauty of live. It's going to be clunky, glitchy. Yep. For me, I love it because I'm an introvert. And I mean, I take improv classes. I'm such a big planner. What I love is to get out of that element in an environment where I can't plan. And I think that's why I love live. It's because, well, we just have to roll with it. So that's what I'm hearing as well. So for those of you kind of on the fence about it, start there is what I'm saying. Start there. Start with some of these tips, and don't get so hung up on. Ryan has some amazing numbers, some amazing metrics, but he also explained he's been doing this for a while. And I think, Ryan, can you touch on that a little bit? The intimidation factor, the numbers factor, can deflate us newbies very quickly. Can you talk about that?
Well, but here's the thing: is I'm getting a little bit of feedback here. Let me see. Okay, good. Now it's okay. So here's the thing. Numbers are just that. They're numbers. I mean, and like it is one of the most important things is about being consistent. Yeah. And it's about, your show is on every week at the same time, right?
That's right. Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific. Yeah.
And that's awesome. And so if you are consistent, God bless you for being able to do that, Jessica, because you know what I'm saying? I mean, because even if
I didn't start there, I was all over the map, and I was like, I need to pin it down.
Yeah, right? and it's good you did, because people know that no matter what, Jessica's going to be there on. It's like the Oprah show. You can turn on the channel and you know that it's going to be on at whatever time in the morning. Right. And so, I think that there's, the numbers are not all that important. It's really, look, it's about sharing your story, keeping it simple. Keeping it really, really simple. Jessica's using BeLive. I commend you for doing this. And, I've got all this tech here. I've got microphones. I've got tripods. But you know what? I just got a notification the other day from Facebook, that says, hey, you like what whatever XYZ is doing, click here in order to start your own live video. And they're making it so easy now. It is, they're like almost baiting people in to go live. And I love it because it's giving people the opportunity to keep it really simple. But like I said, because going live from the phone, guys, it does not get any easier than going live from your phone. It is so easy. And one thing I'm going to share with you, Jessica, and with everybody watching is, you saw my m.me/, Ryan Steinolfson. That is my messenger URL. That's it. If you want to see some wow experience, okay? And make it more about the human experience and not so much about the numbers, then do this one thing, okay? Go live from your phone and just simply ask people to comment, like I'm going to ask for you to do today on below Jessica's video. What Jessica's going to do when she's done is she's going to go back and she's going to use my most recent post on ryansteinolfson.com, okay? And she is going to go and she's going to, instead of commenting, when you go and see all the comments below your post, you're going to go right next to where it says reply, and you're going to go one over where it says message, and you're going to tap on that, and you're going to message every single person that engages with this video today, and you're going to give them something of value. Okay. And I don't know what that is, but what you're going to be doing is you're going to be modeling what it means to not be so much about the numbers and be more about the one-to-one engagement, because that is what Facebook Messenger And Facebook Live allows you to do, guys, if there's one thing that you take away from today, it's a simple 2-step process. Go live from your phone. Well, 3-step. Ask people to comment and then reply with, and if you want to show your screen, Jessica, and show like the live video now, and then show, and obviously turn the audio off, and then show below it, show where you can respond to the comments as you, and so that you can show people where it says message. And because I want people to see, yes, this is a huge, so just imagine for me, Jessica, if you simply went live and or you had you created a messenger conversation with somebody, one per day for 365 days, how many people would you have on your list, so to speak? Okay. You'd have 365 people that are fully engaged with you. Because why? Because you communicated that with them, not with a broadcast, not with an email, subscription message that went out to everybody, because everybody can tell when you do that. But what you did is you started a messenger conversation with people, individual, one-on-one, where you sent them an audio, and this is what I'm going to challenge you to do. So there's really 4 steps. Go live, ask people to comment, reply with messenger, okay? And then when they reply back to you, send them an audio or a video message back from your phone. When you do that, you are going to separate yourself from everybody else, because what you're going to do is you're going to wow them from the beginning of the relationship. So you guys probably thought that we're going to talk about live video, which we are, but what I want you to do is I want to give you a real actionable, simple 3-step process that you can take. Even if you don't do the 4-step, if you just do the first 3 and you just, text, or, message back and forth with that person, what you've done is you've separated yourself from 99.999% of other people that are doing live video, because what you're doing is you are engaging one-on-one with every single person. You're taking the time to take the conversation offline so that you can deliver value and you can engage with them and really listen to them outside. There you go. Okay. So if you're able to see, are you able to see at the bottom there where it says, okay. Okay. But see, what we need to do is you need to be logged in as your page, I believe. Yes. So that you can see below, if you're in your page, when you're responding, okay, when you're in as your page, then you're going to be able to go below that, and you're going to, if you go to ryansteinolfson.com, hopefully my post, I spent about 2 hours last night putting this post together for this. I want you guys to see this. Hopefully we'll be able to find it easily here. Yeah. So if you go to blog, it should be under blog there. Yeah. And then, and what I'm going to show you, yep. And if you, yep. Did I put it on? I thought I did. Okay. Scroll down. And by the way, all of these are great. And by the way, are you seeing how that little pop-up came up there on the page? Yes. So that's that's Messenger as well. Yep. That's Facebook Messenger. So now, Jessica, you can engage with me on Messenger, and I can have a one-on-one conversation with you right from my website. Okay. And so that's really, so there you go. So you can see that. So now I'm having a conversation with you. Now I can literally communicate with you and send audio and video messages with you from my smartphone. So it's a very, very powerful strategy. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom, scroll all the way to the bottom. Yep. Keep going. And I think, you know what? I don't think I put it underneath the blog. It was so late last night. I think I forgot to put the newest. If you go to home, I'm going to send you the link, because I've got the link here, and I'll just send you the link. But what's really cool is that this most recent post is going to show you exactly where you need to go in order to in order to do this. So from chat, here we go. I'm going to grab you this link here, so you can here. I'll actually, I should be able to chat it to you, right? Or yep, I'll message it to you. So, great. But does that make sense though, Jessica? Like that? Yes, that's it. Okay.
It does.
Okay, good. Because I think it's a very important one that I think is going to be. It's just simple, and I want to give you something really that's applicable to everybody, and that's simple, and that's easy to do. I think there's other really high level concepts that I could go over. And by the way, when you message me, I'm going to show you. I'm going to model for you what it means to engage with somebody one-on-one and take somebody through what I call the conversation funnel strategy. Okay. So you might ask yourself, well, what's the conversation funnel strategy? Well, it's a strategy that I've come up with because nobody else is really like talking about it. Nobody is, it's only because I've like I said in the beginning, I've been doing this for so long that I see everybody's heard of funnels for business, for digital marketing. It's this process of bringing somebody, putting everybody in the top, and then it just like in a funnel, you put everybody in the top, and then in the bottom, you get the gold, so to speak. You get the people that maybe want to buy your product or or whatever. And so that's why they call it a funnel, a digital marketing funnel, because what happens is you typically give somebody a, like a freebie, a PDF or something like that. And then, hey, Lynn, thanks for saying you love this. Awesome. Let us know what questions you have, or if there's anything that you need, re-explaining. But the bottom line is that typically we'll give away like a PDF. We call that our lead magnet. Why? Because it's a magnet to get leads. I mean, really, it's a way for us to start a conversation with somebody, to extend the olive branch, so to speak. And what it does, the reason why it works is because it mimics the way our normal human relationships work. If you were trying to, get married, if your goal is to get married, and, typically you'd go out, you wouldn't stay home and not meet people because you wouldn't meet too many people doing that, right? So let's say you go to a bar, okay? Or you see somebody out at an event. Well, you'd probably say, hey, my name's Ryan, or hi, my name is Jessica. Well, that's the equivalent of a lead magnet, okay? Right. So that's the beginning of the funnel, okay? That's at the top level. It's like basics, like 101 intro, like, hey, my name's Ryan, okay?
Right.
So then, you might escalate the relationship a little bit and say, hey, you've conversed a little bit and you say, okay, hey, you want to grab some coffee sometime? Not too expensive, less than $20, not too much of a commitment. Want to get to know you a little bit better. You want to grab some coffee. Well, what we call that is a tripwire. And I know like my friend George doesn't like me using that word, but it is what it is. It's digital marketer Ryan Dice. Blame Ryan Dice for it, but that's what. Yeah. So a tripwire is something that typically people will pay $20 or less and get huge value from. Okay. Right. So the lead magnet's free. The tripwire is $20 or less, huge value. So then if you like the person, you go and you say, oh, hey, let's go grab dinner sometime. So a little bit more money, a little bit more commitment because you're committed to the whole evening. It's, a lot more time is involved. So for us, that might be something like a course, like my live video challenge or my chatbot challenge or something like that. So then it's a little bit more commitment. And the reason why this works is because so what we're doing is it mimics normal human relationships. And what we're doing is we're bringing somebody into this funnel. Not everybody's gonna end up purchasing your tripwire. You know what I'm saying? And so the dinner is the equivalent of what we call our core offer. So our core offer is typically something around $200 or less, or $200 to $300. And that's like that's like our core product, if you will. Okay. And so this same exact process happens when you take somebody from a live video into Messenger to have a conversation. Because what are you doing? You're having a conversation with them. It's even more powerful. To than digital marketing. Why? Because you are able to use your body language. Why? Because you're able to use the video on your phone and send the person a Snapchat like live video that will give them a super wow experience, because you're probably going to be the first person that's ever sent them a live video over Messenger, and they'll be blown away. Now, I'm not suggesting that you send that right off the bat. There is a strict, just like there's a strict protocol in going from a lead magnet to a tripwire to a core offer. You don't skip any steps. Why? There was a book that was written by a psychologist that said that there's 12 steps to going from not knowing somebody to knowing the person intimately. Okay. And obviously, marriage, whatever. And if you skip any 2 steps, it's considered assault. Okay. So what's happening is, and I bet this is probably why we're getting so much negative pushback on live video today, is because people are getting assaulted. We are assaulting them, Nancy. Okay. So Nancy said, conversation funnels, love the explanation examples. We are assaulting the people that we're doing live videos with, because we're literally taking them from point A. We're taking them from lead magnet all the way to core off to our core offer, and we're not giving them a tripwire or something in between. We're not gradually progressing the relationship. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is, first, send me a message on Messenger. Okay. I will send you my conversation funnel strategy, where I fully explain this process, so that when you engage with somebody on Messenger, you are able to take them from step A to B to C to D, and you're able to move them very smoothly through that process so that it feels natural. And I'll just give you a quick tip on how to do that. What you do, Jessica, is you go from chat, from text to audio, and then to video. From your page to their personal profile. Okay, because you can only do Messenger from your page to a personal profile when you're live, because you're going to be live. So anyway, so then once you've done that, what you then do is you can escalate it, where you go from you do Messenger from your page to their personal profile, to where you go personal profile to personal profile. That is, if you guys just take that one strategy away from today. And like I said, I've got my notes underneath me right now, because I've literally, like, there's my tripod for today. So my notes are right here. So whenever I get a download, I call it a download from good old whatever, like universe, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely. I got my notes right here. So what I do, and this is another really huge tip, is don't go and create a PDF. Just take a screenshot of your notes and send that to people.
Beautiful tip. Oh my gosh. We don't need any more PDFs.
No, they love the more it looks like that, where it's natural. What's the one theme? If you're just natural, what do we start talking about at the beginning? If you're just who you are, and you're just naturally coming from a place of being who you are in live video, it's the same thing when you're creating your PDFs. Everybody want to see the raw, uncensored version. Trust me, I've done it both ways. And this is what works. Being natural, being transparent. Look, there's my TPS strategy. People love it when I share that. I was on a plane flight, one of my 50 that I've taken in the past 5 years, coming back and forth between California and here, South Florida, to visit my son on a monthly basis. And during that 4-hour flight, I have a lot of time to take notes. Well, what I do is it just I'm like, oh my gosh. And I put the dots together, and I'm like, wait a second, I see, and this is going a little bit higher level right now, but I see how live video is connected with Messenger, is connected with Messenger ads. And it's a perfect triangle. I call it my triple play strategy, where if you leverage live video and you take people into a messenger conversation, and then you boost that live video in order to get more comments so that you can start more messenger conversations.
Right.
What you're doing is you're leveraging all three of those platforms. And in the middle, what you're getting is an audience that is your perfect audience, so that you can create a lookalike audience based on you going live, bringing those people into messenger, and then boosting, or like, basically creating a messenger engagement post out of that live video. So these are kind of a little bit more high level. This is a little bit higher level strategy, but I want you guys to know that all of this, I will deliver you the content and the explanation via Messenger. So just connect with me on Messenger. You'll see how this goes. And, it's like I always tell my staff, we want to model good behavior. So the best thing to do is just to model what it is that we're trying to get people to do. So with that, I'll let you ask any questions that you have. I'll stop for a bit.
No, yeah, there's so much information here. I think a lot of us, whether we use live video or not for work, or just in general, as consumers can take note of. As a little incentive, speaking of reward, I've set up a little goodie bag for people. So if you actually message me right now with the objective of making sure that you message Ryan, if you message me the words show, don't tell, I will actually send you my favorite places to find my favorite images and videos. So this is kind of specific, but I know a lot of questions, and we're going to dive into this in a minute, is like content. I can't think of what I need to talk about, or I don't know what I need to show, or I don't know where to find good content. So if you message me the words show, don't tell, and just follow the prompts, I'll send you my favorite resources. You don't have to sign up for anything. They're just literally links to my favorite top design websites where I find all my great photos for free, stuff like that. I get the question a lot. So if you want to see how this whole messenger thing works, before you message Ryan, just message me, show, don't tell.
Yep. And the other thing, Jessica, that I would strongly suggest, and you guys will see this demonstrated when you engage with me on Messenger. The first thing that I ask is, what do you want to hear more about? And what I do is I have you tag yourself, so that when I go live, I only share that live video with the people that want to consume what I talked about in that live video.
Right.
This is another huge reason why Messenger is so powerful, is because, Jessica, you or anybody that's using live video, especially Facebook Live, is that you now have a list, and you've got a list of people that have raised their hands and said, hey, I want to learn more about live video. I want to learn more about messenger marketing. I want to learn more about things that I talk about are messenger marketing, live video, and messenger ads, or local SEO or whatever. So what I do, first thing I ask people is I say, look, this is completely permission based. If you ever want to unsubscribe, you can. Trust me, I don't want somebody subscribed if they don't want to be, and I make it super easy to leave, because I want them to get what they want from the subscription that they have with me. And I want to deliver precisely the value that they want to be delivered to them. And so the first thing, this is the tip, the first thing that I would recommend that you guys do is, when somebody engages with you, is you ask them, you ask them, what do you want to receive information of? And you give them maybe 3 or 4 things that you talk about. And then what you're doing is you're segmenting your list, so that when you do go live, you can share that link. Like today, we're talking a lot about Messenger and live video. So I would share this to I would broadcast this from my Messenger, which is one of the things that's so powerful about Messenger, is that just like in email marketing, I can send a broadcast message out to everybody that's tagged themselves as wanting information on live video and messenger marketing. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I think that's really powerful. So what other questions do you have? I want to make sure that, yeah.
No, sure. And for those of you wondering where that link was to connect with Ryan, I've just pinned it. So it should be the top one right there on the top if you can't find it. Yep. Gosh, we've covered so much. The hour has nearly flown by. I think, just trying to think about what tends to help folks. We talked about challenges. We talked about authenticity. We talked about your insane metrics. We talked about a funnel, which for it can be kind of a broader concept, but I think a lot of people, it's amazing how much consumers actually know, like when they're being marketed to now. So I think they actually get it. It's like we've all gone to business school or something. I guess the last question would be, how do you inspire action?
Yeah.
Is there a trick you've learned? You just spoke about it, a click funnel, but is there, just jumping into that ooey gooey yummy engagement space that you're so good at, how do you inspire action using social media? Maybe you can be specific to live video. And do you change that up, or is there one rule you follow? Or
oh yeah, well I do what I suggested, and is that I go live a lot from my phone. I do things that are fun, that are different, like I shared. I create different angles with my phone. That's why I like using my phone a lot. Which, by the way, I highly recommend that you download Creator if you haven't done it. The new Creator app. We didn't talk about that, but there are some really, really powerful new features. Here's the number one feature. I want to give you just
please share.
Okay. The reason why you use Creator is simply this: is that you can finally invite, just like you can from your Facebook, your personal profile, you can invite other people into your live videos using to your page, from your page when you go live, just like you can from your personal profile, from your phone. So let me just recap. So here's the bottom line. You can go live from your phone. You always have been able to, well, not always, but about 3 months after Facebook started, Facebook, where you could go live from Facebook, they allowed you to go live from your phone, and then you could actually invite people in. They do like this side-by-side thing where you basically invite them in, kind of like a picture-in-picture. Well, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Well, you'd want to do that because here's what's interesting is that when that person is invited into your live video, every one of that person's followers or people, basically your live video that you're doing gets broadcast to all of their people that they know, or most of them, a good portion of them. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
So you get much more reach. And so what I would encourage like people like you to do is when you go live is go live from your phone using Creator, bring other people in, because what you're going to do is you're going to get much more reach based on, it grows exponentially based on the number of people that you actually have in your live video. Does that make sense?
It does. And if people are wondering what the heck Creator is, I'm going to do something totally organic, as our friend Ryan is telling us. See this app right here, front and center, Creator app. You can jump on into the App Store and download it, and I'll just show a quick. It almost looks very, very similar to, and here we are, boom. I just opened the app, and look who's on the screen, our friend here, Ryan. So here's me. It looks very similar to if you're jumping on Facebook, just the native Facebook app, but it's got some insane, I'm an analytics crazy person. So just a quick, so I just tapped last 28 days. You can see the views in my video. The last one had 5739, and you can actually see the performance of your videos. It's kind of hard to show on the screen, but for those of you who are interested, and again, it's like even if you're not a content creator, like everyone here, like download. It's a free app. Try it out. Like if there's one thing I'm excited about, it's that we're going into a holiday season, and so I'm like, what's a better opportunity to like, people are away from maybe other people that they normally are with or whatever. So it's like, I hope to see a lot of people trying to engage with each other organically via live. So whether it's grandparents engaging with kids or, college students stuck at home or in the Midwest, snowed in, trying to relate. I would say if you're curious how to go live, like use the holidays as an excuse to like, send a flare, to communicate to the outside world. And I have to give a shout out to our guests, including one of them is my mom, Nancy Prill. So shout out. So maybe Mom, you and me, we'll do a live, no pressure. We'll do a live from the kitchen. We'll show you, she makes a mean green bean casserole. So maybe we'll
Don't all moms? I think all moms make. I mean, it's like almost like, you know, par for the course. Like I think there's like a school for moms where they all had to learn how to make that casserole.
Yeah, and it's like then you get a pin and everything. But she rocks a mean casserole. So shout out to everyone who's joined us today. Karen Glasser, I'm so glad you joined us today. I know this is right up your alley with authenticity. She equally inspires me as well. We had some other folks join us. Rob, Lynn, thanks so much. And then looks like April, hey. So I want to give you guys a shout out before we sign off. Let us know if you have any more questions. Otherwise, Ryan, I don't know how, but we've almost talked an hour. Is there anything else you'd like to kind of leave us with? Your sage advice? We've covered a lot today.
Well, we have covered a lot, and I think that, you know, bottom line is keep it simple. You can use the 360 cameras. You can go live in 360. You know, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Be different. Be authentic. Be transparent. You know, put yourself out there. If it's, you know, I like to say that if I don't feel a little bit nervous, I'm probably not putting myself out there enough. And those are the biggest opportunities for growth. Every time that I've done that, if I'm scared, I call that a green flag. Instead of a red flag, it's a green flag. You know, it's like, you know, before I did that live video where I you know, shared, you know, my story, my Me Too story. You know, I was scared to death. I was like, you know, I thought about it 2 or 3 days, you know, in advance, like what is going to happen? You know, who's going to unfriend me on Facebook? You know, you know, who's going to, you know, all this stuff was going through my head. And, you know, I had somebody else there to you know, support me through that. And, you know, the other thing is follow the 3-step process that I gave you. You know, really, you know, go live with one person. It's really easy to do. I've got a blog post that I can send you on how to do that. It's, you know, simple steps. And I've got all kinds of steps, like literally screenshots. So it's literally paint by numbers on how to do this stuff.
Love it.
And, you know, follow the 3 steps, you know, go live, ask people to comment, and then bring them into a messenger conversation and just reply. And it's super, super easy to do. If my mom can do it, you know, in addition to her making great casseroles, you know, she can also reply on Messenger, you know, so she can do it. Anybody can do it, you know.
Love it.
Yep.
Ryan, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I think you've opened a lot of eyeballs today, including my own, and it inspired me. I think, again, if you're just joining us, we covered a ton. So jump right back in, watch this on the replay. I know I'm actually going to watch this several times through to not only make sure we have all those goodies and links in the comments that we talked about. If you're joining us late and you do have questions for Ryan, message me, or you can always message him. I will make sure that it gets to him. And other than that, it sounds like if you have one piece of homework, everybody, is just grab your smartphone and go live, even if it's for one person.
And there's so many other things that I could get super technical and stuff, but really, you know, the opportunity happens with you, Jessica, after the live video is done. You know, it's where you can engage with people. So if you're watching this on the replay, you know, leave a comment. You know, experience what it's like to have Jessica engage with you one-on-one, because she knows how to do it. She's experienced, you know, the conversation funnel strategy. She knows, you know, what it means to engage one-on-one. So engage with her. This is the way marketing is going to be done for the next 10 years. It's not about one-to-many. It's about one-to-one and creating those opportunities to have that engagement. Absolutely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So again, if you're joining us, just watch us on the replay, click over, click with me, engage with me. It's an exciting time, because if anything, it's just going to translate to getting back to those one-on-one conversations, which I think we all really kind of miss.
Yes.
You know, and we really cherish it. But so everyone, thank you so much for joining. Ryan, I'm going to let you sign off from beautiful, sunny Stuart. Have an awesome day with your wife and safe journey back home. Thank you so much. I know your voice, you're probably going to let it rest now. But I think we all appreciate you coming on and sharing, being so generous and sharing all of your secrets. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Right,
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome guy, right? Man, I'm just loving my guests. Thank you everyone for joining. He's awesome, and I am seeing a few kind of private messages. People might have some questions. When in doubt, ask a question, because I've got a bat phone to Ryan now, as do you, through his messenger. So, and that's sort of one nice thing that I'd like to leave on. It's like, I have found that people are incredibly generous, especially the social media influencers. Okay, so. And sometimes we compete for business and sometimes we don't, but people like Ryan are excellent examples of it. Just ask. Ask someone to come on your show. Ask someone to be that first person you live stream to. Ask someone to test out your messenger, or just ask for, advice on your website or whatever. People like to be asked, and people are actually a lot more willing to. I feel like everyone is rooting for your success. That's what I've heard. So my show is a couple months old, and every week has progressed, and I can't believe how great it's gone. This is the last show I'm doing of the year, so it's great that Ryan was here. But I just want to thank you guys, because without you chiming in, following me live, sending me just kudos and encouragement, like I probably would have, like a lot of people, just like maybe done an episode or two. So if you are on the fence about maybe exploring some new areas for your business or whatever, follow Ryan's advice. And hey, if you need a person to test it with, ask me. I'm more than willing to help, because other people help me along the way. So any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to put a few more goodies in the comments if you want. Again, message me, show don't tell, if you want, where I find all of my videos and images and good fun content. It's like a fun content bundle. It's like a hand-picked list of my favorite websites I use, all for free. Message me, show don't tell. And I'm also going to throw in one other thing. I'm launching a course in the new year called Live Show Mastery. So everything you learned here, I'm getting a lot of questions about, hey, how can I host my own live show? Like, I'm putting together a really fun course, and I'll put a link to that in the comments. But I will let you go. If I don't talk to you sooner, have a beautiful holiday and a new year. Thank you, April. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Rob. Thank you to everyone joining. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, Happy New Year. I'll sign off. And I'll see you over on Facebook and on YouTube. All right, you guys. See you later. Bye-bye. Happy New Year. 2018.